Hey there, all you drone pilots and enthusiasts that like to wonder how these flying contraptions really work. We're going to cover a few things today. First is the effect that a wall or a building will have on amplifying the wind. If you come close to a wall or close to a building, if that wall is here, your drone is here, that 2-mile-an-hour wind is just kind of drifting slowly that you can easily compensate for. It'll start to collect on that wall. So that 2-mile-an-hour wind now is combining with this other 2-mile-an-hour wind. And next thing you know, you've got an 8-mile-an-hour wind close to the building. Not so much far away from it. All right, now you add a wall, a building and a wall. You got any kind of an angle of that wind coming down between a building and a wall. Now your 2-mile-an-hour wind is a 15-mile-an-hour wind. And now your little bitty drone is having a hard time. So we'll cover that. The next is what happens if you don't have a GPS. When your drone is flying and you have a wind coming at it from an angle, that wind is want to push your drone. So what's going to happen is you're going to manually trim it. You're going to tell the controller to make these blades work a little bit faster, to lean into the wind. So it's pushing against the wind. And now your drone stays nice and straight. Now if the wind's coming from this way, you have the back blades tilt up. Anyway, this is all the things you do when you're trying to get your drone to go against wind currents and to stay in position. Not going up, not going down, not going left or right, frontwards and backs. Now, the trick is here, you got your wind coming in, you've got it trimmed. If you don't change this aspect angle, you can go everywhere and it stays trimmed. You let go of it, boom, it stays. Go, boom, it stays. Now what happens if you change that angle? It's set that it's thinking the wind is coming from here and it's compensating that way. The wind now, because you changed your aspect angle, is off 3, 4, 10 degrees. And now it starts drifting again. So you'll see that in here while I'm trying to tune this drone, realizing that not having a GPS, it's a little bit frustrating sometimes. So when I get my Mavic Air, I won't have to deal with any of this. But we'll cover that in the drone, in the video. All right, everybody, buckle up. Let's go. Alright. Oh, excuse the scary music. The software has some free music, and I thought it'd be fun. So, here I am, not realizing at this point the amplification of wind currents when you get close to a building or close to a wall, or, God forbid, between both of them. So I thought I was going to do some gardening work, and I noticed that I had an irrigation leak. I said, let's check it out with the drone. It's a spy drone. So I got this shade tarp over top, so the little doggy feet don't get burned in the hot summer. And I'm coming through here, and right about now I'm thinking, all right, don't hit the canvas top above. Don't hit the wall. Oh, don't forget the hummingbird feeder. Oh, we don't want to miss that. All right, now let's turn and look, and whoa, and then whoa, there's my drone shadow, and then I got close, and that wind threw me back, and it threw me back with enough force to throw me into the house. So that was me hitting, and boom, boom, I hit the blades, hit the window again, and hit the window again. So I'm like, all right, let's turn this thing back around and back out of here quick. Right now I'm pushing to the left, trying not to hit the house. I'm like, let's get out of here. I haven't really fully understood what just happened there until I watched the video a couple more times. And now this is me learning how to control or trim the drone for wind. I just went up for fun. I didn't have any life lesson to learn, no city vehicles to go spy on, nothing. And then I get up, and I notice, hey, the wind doesn't seem like it's a lot, but it's pushing me in this one direction. So I just turned this way and said, all right, let me lean into the wind. And I'm looking right at the wind. It'll be easier to trim. So see, I leaned forward. That's me trimming it. Slowly trim forward, trim forward, trim forward. And now it's perfect. I'm like, all right, good. Now it's drifting a little bit to the left. So I tilt it tilt it a little bit to the side. That's me trimming it so that it stops drifting towards the neighbor's house. I'm like, all right, great, perfect. It's all trimmed, ready to go. And then I change the aspect angle. And then I'm like, oh no, I got to trim again. Oh, I got to trim again. I got to trim again. So I either have to learn how to, in my mind, remember that the front of the drone is facing that way. It doesn't have to be facing, a certain angle away from me. If I can just get in my mind how to bring that drone back without it looking at me or facing directly away from me, then these changing of the aspect angles won't happen nearly as much. I'm like, forget this. This is way too hard. Don't hit my stringy lights there. And I'm like, oh my goodness, there's so many obstructions back here. Like, right about here, I'm thinking, you know what? When I get that Mavic Air, it has a GPS. I don't have to think about any of this. Then it goes satellite, 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 satellite. It goes, I'm going to stay right here. I'm like, yes. So I'm like, all right, let's look down with the camera, push the auto land, and then let's land this puppy. And then go look at the videos and say, what did I learn about my crazy, crazy flying today?